beauties. Welcome to Yoga Bliss Dance. It's Coach Viv. I know a lot of you are searching for information about the root chakra. First, I'm going to cover how to know if your root chakra is weak, some simple things you can do to begin to strengthen your root chakra, and then I will also refer you to videos that go more in depth that you can take your time and go through. Okay? So one of the first ways to know if your root chakra is weak is if it's hard for you to sit still or to kind of just be in stillness, to have nothing to do. But the ability to just be still is one sign if you're not able to. Feeling very fearful is another sign that there is a root chakra imbalance, and that is a way you can actually help heal that. Also, more longer term issues with stability of home, issues with family, ancestors, fitting in your tribe, feeling accepted, all of those are root chakra issues, okay? So that's a big area, and many of us, of course, it's normal to have issues in that area. But so that is the root, okay, Muladhara chakra. And so I'm going to give you some tips on how to work with that. And some of these are new that I haven't shared before, or a lot of you are new and haven't seen those videos. One way, again, that's relatively easy is to give yourself a foot massage. I would recommend doing it if your root chakra is imbalanced, and if you're feeling a lot of fear and a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, I would recommend doing it 2 to 3 times a week. Okay, I have an old video, but foot massage doesn't change. It was very popular. I lead you through how to give yourself a foot massage. That will pop up here. So that's the first thing you can do. Very, very grounding, really good for your health. Don't overlook these simple things. That is very, very powerful because, as you know, there are different zones on the feet and whatever system you're following, but the feet definitely relate to the rest of the body. And I teach more about that in my course. I teach you acupressure points, and that will be below for healing. The next thing you can do that's very easy is to do grounding, be barefoot out on the earth. We are electromagnetic beings. I'll link to a video by a wonderful goddess talking about that. But just, even if you have a small lawn, like my lawn is pretty small, and I do have neighbors looking my way because I'm in more of a suburban, kind of city, suburban area. But if you can get out on the grass barefoot, and there's a time of day, I'll say more about that a little bit later. There's a specific time of day, but get your feet onto the earth, okay? And simply taking deep breaths and feeling that you're drawing energy in from the earth, and that as you're exhaling, you're putting your stress out and down into Mother Earth, okay? So that is, again, something very simple. You could take 5 minutes and do that, okay? And the time of day, the best time of day to do this is actually when there's still moisture on the grass early in the morning. There's a certain dew that's on the grass, and it's said to be very, very healing, and that you can absorb that subtle, almost that subtle nutrient through the feet, through the skin. So the grass is actually wet. Have your feet planted at that time and just meditate and breathe, okay? Very, very helpful. A third thing that you can do that I recommend, it's not easy, it's simple, but it's not easy, is really cut down on sugar. Sugar is very destabilizing. You'll feel good, you'll get that high, you'll get that lift, but then you will crash. Not good for our spleens, pancreas, okay? Those of you who have diabetes in your family, which is very many of us, cut down on the amount of sugar. And if you can, eliminate white sugar totally from your diet. Now, there's a lot of controversy. The sugars act the same, but there are better sweeteners. You're going to want sweet. We naturally crave the sweet taste. That's okay. But if you're having a root chakra imbalance, I would say for as long as you can, cut out the sugar. And if not, switch to just healthier forms of sweeteners. Honey. There is, I think it is, it's not barley malt, but there is when I was macrobiotic, there's a very gentle type of sweetener that is made from barley. but look for really natural forms of sweetener, okay? I recommend dates highly. Sorry guys, I'll be right back. I'm making some vegetarian black bean soup. And the fourth thing that I'm gonna give you is get out in nature. We've talked about this a lot, but again, there's lots of new folks and I'm going to repeat myself because I'm not sure if you're doing it, okay? Get out in nature. It doesn't matter what season it is, but get yourself out in nature, whether just walking, whether sitting still, whether combining it, whether bicycling, but especially for the root chakra, stillness. So literally sitting on a bench, meditating, sitting on the grass, meditating, even just for 5 minutes. Don't be embarrassed. Get your insight timer, or just set your phone and just even do 5 minutes, someplace you feel safe. It's like, it's quiet enough, but there are other people around, so you're safe, goddess. And just be in nature, and if you can, be in stillness in nature. Now, having said that, I'm going to give a bonus tip. Stillness is very much about the root chakra, but on the other side, so is, as we touched on before, the legs and the lower body, the legs and feet, so is dance. So if it's at all possible, if you can do some sort of dance outside, especially dance, very much like, especially like African dance that has you jumping or connecting vigorously with the earth, that is really, really good. So that's my bonus tip, is get out in nature, yes, stillness, but also on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you can do anything where your feet are basically sort of slamming and connecting into the earth, right? Any sort of jumping type movements, that is also going to be very, very helpful for your root chakra. So watch this video next to go in more depth. When you feel centered, when you feel grounded, maybe get some tea, and let me know if you want more short tips like this for the root chakra. And remember, my chakra course, which is for those serious about healing, is going to be open. We're going to get a cohort together for the fall, and I'd love for you to be part of that group that we can start together.